before OG even stepped foot in Dallas to help limit Luka Doncic to an 11 of 26 shooting night and a loss. He had held his NBA counterparts to 22 of 71 shooting for 31% on the season. With things like partial possessions and an imperfect categorization of who's guarding who on what possession, it can be a little bit noisy, messy, and hard to make sense of. What's easy to make sense of, though, is the fact that OG Anunoby guards the opposing team's best player every night, regardless of size or skill set. OG has said he is the best defender in the world before, so we're going to look at the coverages that he defends in and the players that he defends to get a good sense of how his chase for Defensive Player of the Year has gone so far. Make sure to like, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the video. So the first play, we have him denying and fronting Joel Embiid, making sure that that post entry is really difficult and trying to move them up the floor and move them into the back of the shot clock. Catches far away from the rim. OG makes sure that he gives space, but also a couple shoves here and there to remind him he's there. Stabs at the rip through, closes space, keeps hands up for the contest, take the bump, and blocks him. Ball goes up again, grab the board, close out the possession. Fantastic. And here the Blazers just want to pull Brogdon out of the corner, and OG is going to complicate everything they do on such a basic play. You want the handoff? I'm going to blow it up. Try to reverse course? I'm going to deflect the ball. Okay, fine, you get the switch, but I'm going to hang out in the gap, and the moment you try and turn it downhill, bop, done. Fast break. The Wolves are running a double drag to get Cat open, but OG rides the hip in the trail position, keeps his hands up to contest that passing lane, and then just makes sure that he takes a very difficult shot. Here the Bulls think they're safe because OG is in the weak side corner, but he's always hunting playmaking opportunities on defense, and the moment that Vucevic turns his back to him, OG dives in for a dig and creates a turnover. Here OG gets cross-matched with Rudy Gobert, who tries to do early work, and OG just punches the ball out. And here a double drag where OG is Cat's primary, and he shows so that Conley can't turn the corner, then recovers the Cat, takes the bump, and then blocks him. It's of course meaningful that he held Ant to 1 of 10 shooting and Cat to 0 of 3 shooting, but we just saw him in 3 different coverages against Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Anthony Edwards, and he succeeded in all of them. That's such a rare feat for any defender to do. Here he's playing deny on Giannis, going to push him out so he catches further. They run a Chicago action to shake Beasley loose of Siakam. The Bucks get the switch, and Beasley immediately regrets that. OG closes off the driving lane, then starts hunting his dribble like a predator, backing him up to half court and getting the ball out of his hands. And here against Ant in the double drag, you can see when he's in the trail position, keeping that handoff to block the passing lane to Kyle Anderson above the break, and also keeping his hand in Ant's eye as a rear view contest, forcing the pass out. Ant tries to cook OG in the mid post, but that's obviously not going anywhere. Even on this make, we're looking at Wembanyama with more space than usual because OG had to stick around and tag Sohan, who timed a cut with Scotty turning his back. And here flipping the hips to run with Scoot Henderson, who is rapid and making sure that he walls off the side of the rim he wants to get to. Then the play develops, Pascal and OG switch, and OG once again punches out an attempt at a post entry. So how do you score against OG Anunoby? Well, you have to make great plays. Like this Tobias Harris handoff, you just have to flow into a pull-up triple. Or Luka being a wizard with a great Powell screen, snaking it, getting back across, and still having OG contesting in his eye. Or this one, coming up the court and just having to pull right away on the snatchback. Like, it's tough to hit against this guy. You have to do your best. And one of the toughest things to guard in basketball is that hezzy with a head of steam. And OG just turns with Ant, stays on that shooting hip, then swings back and blocks him. And here we have denied defense against Giannis, making sure that it's tough, move him back out to 40 feet, slide, and Giannis only makes that play because he elbowed OG in the face. And firstly, it's absolutely nuts that Victor Wembanyama can come off of a gut DHO with fluidity and into a pull-up, but OG does a great job tracking here and making sure he gets a good contest. And here, deny defense on Wemby. Make it tough for the whole possession. Wemby with a great rip-through to get room, but Malachi and OG converge for another good contest. And here, bother the dribble, bother the exchange. They flip it back for the switch, bother the dribble, attack the dribble. And here in drop, playing the middle really well between Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. And more drop against Giannis and Dame. Lopez thinks he can drive with OG in the gap. Wrong. Recover to Beasley. Clank. Brogdon turns it downhill. Stays on the hip. Great contest. Vooch gets the advantage closeout. OG steps up to stop the drive, force the pass. DeMar dribbles out, wants to take him one-on-one. That's not going to go well. And look at the way he plays the passing lane here, right? Just making them move the ball way farther up the court. Down, killing the shot clock. And this is a good shot by DeMar, but it does miss. Shoot the gap on Ant, recover around a moving screen, just turn it into a switch. Picking Ant up pretty high, but turning and running with him, staying on that shooting shoulder and getting a great contest up. And just trying to hang on and stick with Ant as he goes nuts with the combo, ends up in a miss. Giannis tries to turn the corner, OG slides with him the whole time, forces a turnover. And this one, it's probably just a play on. I think he met him with his chest. I think this is good defense and probably not a charge either. And he missed anyway, right? And even on this score, OG makes Giannis go baseline, and it's just because it's Giannis that he's able to turn this into anything. But yeah, that's basically it. Outside of steals and blocks and maybe defensive rating, defensive numbers are kind of a crapshoot. They're really hard to measure. So you just kind of have to dive into the film and identify what's being done. That's all I wanted to do with this. And this is probably the most thorough look at just the film of his defense and the coverages you'll get. I hope you enjoyed it. For anybody who wants one final defensive stat, I believe the Raptors are over 20 points better on defense when OG is on the floor as opposed to off. He is truly in a lineup that has a lot of good defenders, a cut above the rest, and perhaps a cut above the rest of the NBA defenders. He is one of the best in the world, and he's going to keep gunning for that title of best in the world. There's a lot of good defenders out there. OG is one of the 10 best. Maybe this season he'll be one of the 5 best. And, if you ask him, you know, top 2, not 2. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something. That would be cool. The most important thing is subscribe to RaptorsRepublic.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. And like the video. That's good. All that good stuff. Okay. I've been Samson Folk. I hope you enjoyed it. Go OG. Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. I'll see you.